I want everybody, get your, that's having trouble with Ambetter, get your records, know what you're doing. Call me, email me, email PissedConsumers, and I give him permission to give me the email. I'll help you. You've got to be on top. You've got to know what you're talking about. And I think I'll get there. But I feel bad for everybody else who maybe doesn't know how this insurance works. And I say to them constantly, I've done this for my family for 40 years. I have never seen anything so bad. Okay. So I've been consistently in contact with Ambetter, and I had filed with the state of Arizona also, but we're mainly doing about Ambetter. And after the 1st of January of 2019, I was getting a pretty big runaround because I wasn't a current consumer of Ambetters. I changed to a different healthcare, of course, because after having my experience with Ambetter, and it seemed like there was somebody in the back room that could answer my questions, and I was kind of getting information out via letters, and they were saying they were working on it, that it was going to be resolved. They realized the problem, and then I would call and leave messages to go to the back room, et cetera, et cetera. This went on for months, and finally, I got to talk to the back room as of December of 2019. Now, this problem started November of 2018, so it's kind of sad that that's been an entire year. But my thing is, they're not going to take my money. I'm the one that paid. They're the ones that's in the wrong for. The problem really is Ambetter in Maricopa County of Arizona was the only insurance you could sign up for on Obamacare. So they have us. You know what I mean? But it seems when I call, I'm a little bit smarter. I've got my records, I've got spreadsheets, so I can outdo them. So I'm talking to the gal in the back room. She's not the final decision maker. We still have big hurdles to go over. Right now, they're saying they'll pay my bill because the provider that we're in conflict with is Simon Med Imaging. They'll pay my bill, but I haven't met my deductible yet. Well, they paid bills at the end of the year since November of 2018 because I met my deductible, but today I haven't met my deductible. So we're in big conflict of if I've met my deductible. Another thing that just happened is I've actually got the spreadsheet from Ambetter, and I can read a spreadsheet, and the gal and I are going over it, the gal from Ambetter, and I are going over it, and I'm going, why does it say here that you guys paid my prescriptions the 1st of 2018? I paid those. So she finally wrote me the other day and said, well, they sent you a check. Why would they pay those bills if I hadn't met my deductible? Why would they be reimbursing me? What the funny thing is, the check is to my husband. The patient is my husband. I mean, I am talking every hurdle. It's like, how do they say they paid for my, and now I have the spreadsheet now, so I could have seen that now at the time. So I pull up his check. Sure enough, they've paid him and said they've paid me. So I don't know how that's going to get resolved. I've been in email contact. I'll contact her so it's just, they can't even, I mean, there was at one point with Ambetter that I'm talking to the back room, and lost my train of thought. I said to her, well, I got this letter because they have MC codes. They have reference codes on all these letters they send me. I says, as of, I think this one was dated March of 2019, it said you would pay me reimburse me because I paid them up front. Writer, I said, it says you would reimburse me. Oh, you know what? You're that group that we had in conflict that we worked till 2 a.m. on that date. And we threw away all the EOBs and put everything on a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet got lost. I mean, it's just government healthcare at its finest. What do you do? And I just say, okay, what does that do for me as the consumer? So anyway, that's where we're at. Have I been paid back? Mm-mm. I got that check. I'm not sure if I've got to reimburse that now. Now my husband still got conflict too, and we thought he was getting, and that looked about what he should be getting reimbursed for his pharmacy check. Now I can see that I've got the 2 spreadsheets, it wasn't his, whoops. So we've still got some stuff to work out, and it looks like what I'm gonna have to do is get reimbursed from the provider, which I don't mind, but and then I talked to the state on this, and the state lady says to me, "Well, she said at the December of 2019 when I was talking to him, they kind of dropped the ball on my thing too. And the gal that was handling my project retired, and they didn't send it to anybody else. The state of Arizona. And so I'm my own best advocate here, but she said to me December 2019, well, the open enrollment's coming. You can choose a different insurance company. Lady, I haven't been with Ambetter for a year. What are you talking about? I'm not stupid. you know so anyway, it just seems like they just try to wear you out, but it's not okay. I mean, this is so bad, and I've seen so many things on your website. There should probably be a lawsuit against Ambetter. It's so bad. I mean, truly, there should be a group lawsuit against them because it is so bad. And they will tell me I'm smarter than the average because I know how to read the ELBs. I know how to make a spreadsheet. I know how to go through their spreadsheet with them line by line and tell them what's wrong and what's not matching up. And then the other funny thing they're doing to me, I'm on a time crunch now. And they were supposed to have corrected it and they haven't yet. So when I log on to Ambetter 2018, I can only see from tomorrow's date on. So they're erasing my EOBs. It's like, you guys haven't settled with me, and I've asked and asked for that to be corrected so I can keep that whole entire year. So just things like that I'm constantly fighting. So no, have I got resolved? No. Am I at the back room where I'm at least talking to somebody and not getting hung up on just calling your basic customer service? Yes. Do I think it might get resolved? I think, but I'm in shock it hasn't. I don't know if you have any more questions, but that's the basics. And I want everybody, get that's having trouble with Ambetter, get your records, know what you're doing. Call me, email me, email PissedConsumers, and I give him permission to give me the email. I'll help you. You've got to be on top. You've got to know what you're talking about. And I think I'll get there. But I feel bad for everybody else who maybe doesn't know how this insurance works. And I say to them constantly, I've done this for my family for 40 years. I have never seen anything so bad. And it's not for the consumer, and that's wrong. And all I can say is keep track, be your own best fighter. They are screwing the consumer, at least in Arizona. 2018 is what I'm talking about. I actually had them for 2017. I didn't have a problem, but I also didn't have the claims I had for 2018. That's when I discovered I had cancer. So I don't know, but there didn't seem to be a problem. And I can get little hints of they changed computer systems, they changed this, they changed that. And again, they were the only one that we could choose. We didn't have a choice in 2018 for my county. Well, try to file a formal complaint with your state insurance commission. Call up and find out how to file the complaint correctly. First of all, verify you have a complaint. And I don't know if the state insurance commission can help you do that. If you're a little bit lost, that's why I'm offering my email and would be happy to help you with that. I mean, I know I've had family members I've had to teach how to read EOBs, how to figure out, how to read what your coverage is, etc. It's tricky. And especially if you get a company that's going to print the providers, tell you the providers are good, and then take them back from you. That's not okay. And so I would say you could start with the state insurance commission. You could start with a virtual friend. You could start with a family member that maybe knows how to run it better. But make sure you have, from what I can tell and talking to everybody, make sure you know what you're talking about. Because if you don't, they can easily discount you, that you've got I call it ducks in a row. And then you can go to your state insurance commission, you can go nationally and keep pounding Ambetter.